Hey there, first graders. We are learning about time this week. So one of the things that we are learning in first grade is how to tell time to the hour. So when you're telling time to the hour, you will notice that one of the hands is always going to be pointing to the 12, which means 00 or o'clock. So your minute hand is always going to be pointing at the 12 when you're telling time to the hour. And then the small hand, which is the hour hand, will be pointing to the other number. So if it's pointing to the 5, then it would be 5 o'clock. We will also be learning about telling time to the half hour. So a full hour, when the clock goes all the way around a whole time, that's 60 minutes. That's 1 hour. So when we're telling time to the half hour, that means that the hands have gone halfway. And that's 30 minutes. Half of 60 is 30. So I want to share my screen with you, and we're going to go through some clocks again today. So you should see here two different types of clocks. There is an analog clock. This is the analog clock right here. And then there's the digital clock over on this side as well. To start, I would like to just start with the analog clock here. So notice that's how it says it down here. When I'm clicking on this, it tells me this is the analog clock. This is the type of clock that you would see mostly in schools. We had one in our classroom above our smartboard. We also had a digital clock too, just because I like reading digital clocks also. But this is the analog clock. You'll notice that there are two hands. Right now they're both pointing to 12. So this time right now is 12 o'clock. And if you're looking down here at the bottom, that's what it says, 12 o'clock. So the 00 it means that you're going to say 12 o'clock. So as the hour hand moves around the clock, the hour will change. The hour hand is the small, short arrow. So there's two arrows right now. It's kind of hard to see. Let's move the hour hand away, and the hour will change, but the minutes are still going to stay the same. Anytime you're saying o'clock, your hours are going to move. The small hand just moved, but the long hand, the minute hand, always points at the 12 if it is telling time to the hour. 1 o'clock. Okay, as the hour hand moves around, 2 o'clock. Notice the minute hand is staying still. It is not moving at all. 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and then back to 12. And the clock will just continue moving. These hands are always moving, okay? We are always having new time every second. The time is changing. Now, when you are thinking about telling time to the hour, you just want to make sure that your minute hand stays right at that 12, pointing way up to the top of the clock. That means that it's o'clock. Let's see if I can make, let's try, go to 2 o'clock, okay? And then we can say that it's 2 o'clock, we'll say in the afternoon. So for us, this was right around when we would be going out to recess at school. And then let's say that we get 30 minutes of recess to play on the playground. So if we walked out to the playground at 2 o'clock, the clock would look like this. 2 for the hour and o'clock, 00 for the minutes. Now, every minute that we're out there, the clock is moving, and you count by 5s. So there are little dashes here that are kind of hard to see, but all you really need to know is that this is 5 minutes, and then 10 minutes, 15 minutes have passed. Now it's 2:20, 2:25, and then 2:30. We'll say that was when it was time to go inside from recess. The hour hand has started to move away from the 2 just a little bit. In fact, it's halfway between the 2 and the 3 because we are halfway done with the hour. So 2, it's still 2 because it hasn't gotten to the 3 yet. Once it gets to the 3, I'll show you, we'll move on to the minutes. We'll do another half hour, we'll go by. Now it's 3 o'clock, and now the hour hand is pointing to the 3. I'm gonna go backwards. So it's still 2:30 right here. The hour hand is not yet pointing to the 3. So we still say 2 o'clock for our hour. And then the minute hand has gone now halfway around the clock. So let me go back to when it was just 2 o'clock, Okay, so here's what it looks like for telling time to the hour for 2 o'clock. Then 30 minutes goes by. That's half of an hour. 5, whoopsies, wrong way. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Now it's 2:30, okay? So that would be a half of an hour. Anytime you're telling time to the half hour, you're going to have the minutes hand, the long hand, pointing to the 6. I always remember that hour is a shorter word, so hour is the shorthand. Minute is a pretty long word, so minute is your longer hand. Let's go through and we'll just look at both of our clocks here so that we can be sure that we're doing it correctly. I'm going to just go ahead and change the hour now, but I'm going to keep my minute hand at 6 the whole time. And that means that no matter what the time is, it's always going to end in 30. Because like I said before, when you've gone halfway around the clock, 30 minutes have passed. When you go all the way back to the top, a whole hour has passed. So let's try some different times here. We're going to keep that minute hand pointing all the way at the 6. That means 30. 3:30, 4:30, 5:30, 6:30, 7:30, 8:30. I know that the hour hand right now looks like it's kind of pointing in the middle. Remember that the reason why it's pointing in the middle is because right now we are halfway between 8 and 9 because 30 minutes have passed. So it's only 30 more minutes and then it will be 9 o'clock. So keep in mind that it is kind of looking like it points in the middle here, but it's still 8. The hour is still 8. So we kind of take our arrow backwards. We don't want to move it to the forward hour. Okay, 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, and then 12:30. And as our minutes go on, whoopsies, we're back to 1 o'clock. Then we say 30 minutes has passed, 1:30. Then another 30 minutes pass, 12 o'clock, sorry, 2 o'clock. Another 30 minutes, 2:30. Another 30 minutes, 3 o'clock. Another 30 minutes, 3:30. So really all we're learning for first grade is what it looks like when it's o'clock. So the big hand, the minute hand moves all the way up to the 12. And then whatever the other hour is pointing to, that's your hour, 4 o'clock. And then minutes, you go halfway around, 30 minutes have passed. And that's showing time to the half hour, okay? So 4:30. Alrighty, so I know this is a little confusing. This is kind of a hard one to teach without being right in front of you and having our own clocks to work on, but keep practicing at home. Hopefully your parents have some strategies and can help you with this too. And try your learning packet for this week. And you will see an iReady lesson, a quiz tomorrow about time. So make sure you take that quiz on iReady, and hopefully you are doing okay with telling time to the hour. Like this, o'clock, and then telling time to the half hour, and we put 30 minutes, so 5:30. All right, you guys, I hope you're all having a great day, and I will see you soon.